Good afternoon. Here is the media news. The Mitope Habikarim is my name. President Muhammadu Buhari has promised that government will ensure Nigerians don't get intimidated or humiliated by those in positions of power during the 2023 general elections, while reflecting on current political happenings ahead of the election during a meeting with governors of the ruling All Progressives Congress. The president declared that he will not allow any politician to intimidate Nigerians with their personal resources. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, led members to the State House, Abuja. President Buhari also gave an assurance that his administration would ensure that eligible citizens vote for candidates of their choice and that people's votes would count during the next election. The president said APC under his leadership will continue to respect Nigerians and ensure that their votes count and that the people's voice matters in choosing political leaders at different levels. He assured Nigerians that APC will continue to bequeath strong political institutions that reflect their choices through non-interference in elections, citing the outcome of polls in Ekiti, Anambra, and Osun states as indicators. Recall that the president had earlier said he would only support candidates of his party, APC, next year. The federal government has kicked off Project T-Marks, a technical and vocational education and training program in Lagos to lift 100 million out of poverty by 2030. 7 pilot states listed for the scheme, including Lagos, Ogun, Edo, Enugu, Kaduna, Nasarawa, and Gombe, to empower 15,000 people. TVET has been approved by National Steering Committee on National Poverty Reduction with Growth Strategy, chaired by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Education Intervention, Fela Bank Olemo, and Lagos State Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Folashade Adefisayo, spoke at a media briefing as the Ministry of Education, Alausa Ikeja. Reports say some of the skills to be deployed include information communication technology, tiling and stonework, solar installation, welding and fabrication, plumbing and fittings, domestic electrical wiring and installation, furniture works, beauty care and cosmetology, refrigeration and air conditioning repairs, and automobile, among others. The federal government has invited pro-chancellors, vice-chancellors and chairmen of governing councils of federal universities to a meeting in Abuja next week as part of efforts to resolve the ongoing strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. The meeting was convened by the National Universities Commission, which stated that participants would review actions of the government on the strike. The letter inviting the heads of the universities to the meeting was signed by the NUC's Deputy Executive Secretary Administration, Chris Meyaki, and made available to newsmen today. This came to the fore as the strike by ASUU entered the 198th day amid the decision of the university lecturers to declare a comprehensive industrial action. Stakeholders, particularly parents, have berated ASUU and the government, lamenting that the future of the children is being toyed with. It would be recalled that ASUU in February began a strike due to what it's described as failure on the part of the government to meet its demand. Meanwhile, Nigerians have bemoaned the inability of the federal government and the university lecturers to reach a resolution leading to an extension of the ongoing strike indefinitely. Those who spoke with OSBC News and Osogbo, the state capital, appealed to both parties to reach a compromise on the interest of the people. Omotayo Adebodun has the details.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, has extended its 6-month strike indefinitely until the federal government meets its demand. The union extended the industrial action after reviewing progress reports on the ongoing negotiation with the federal government in the last 4 weeks when ASUU rolled over the strike. The Minister of Education, Adamu, said the federal government had addressed most of the union's demand, including release of 50 billion naira for the payment of earned allowances of academic and non-academic staffs of universities. While speaking with OSBC News, Mr. Abdulhamid Adedayo stated that the strike is getting out of hand and ASUU is already losing the support of the people. He called on them to reason with the government to find a lasting solution to the lingering crisis.
They were not the only union in our country. We have several unions, but their own is is getting out of hand. If the government can be able to meet up to 8 to 90% of their demand, I don't see the reason why they should not dialogue or reason along with the government also.
In the same vein, Mr. Bamibade Mohammed was of the opinion that the future of Nigerian students looks blurry and the government should do the needful.
From our own end, as students, as masses, we need to put the government on their toes to make things work. It seems they don't care. They don't really care about us. They are just there to satisfy their own interests. So they don't care.
It would be recalled that ASU had embarked on the strike on the 14th of February and it declared a 4-week warning strike. But after a month, the lecturers extended it by 8 weeks, saying the government needs more time to meet its demands. Omotayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
Team B chief coach Salisu Yusuf has assured Nigerians that the home-based national team will this weekend in Abuja do everything possible to overturn the 0-2 deficit they incurred in the first leg of their Algeria 2023 African Nations Championship qualifier in Cape Coast. Nigeria lost the first leg of the CHAN qualifier to Ghana and will meet the same team for the deciding tie in Abuja, while the winner of the tie over 2 legs will qualify for next year's championship bid for Algeria. The Super Eagles B team has returned to the country and began preparations for the return leg. They had a recovery workout in the morning and began major training at the Moshida Biola Stadium in the evening. Speaking on his expectations of the decisive encounter, Coach Yusuf said his boys were primed to redeem themselves in Abuja after studying the first leg and acknowledging their mistakes in Cape Coast. The coach said the players would not have lost the game in Ghana if they had not lost concentration at crucial moments of the game. He added that all the players except Enyimba's Sadiq Abubakar are in top shape, adding that he will still assess the state of the squad to know the right way forward. On the foreign scene, Kenya's Supreme Court has laid out questions it will answer when it rules on this month's disputed presidential election results, including whether the commission's website was hacked. Opposition leader Raila Odinga, who is seeking the presidency for the 5th time, is contesting the result of a tight vote, after which the Election Commission chairman declared Deputy President William Ruto the winner, while 4 out of the 7 commissioners disowned the result. The situation has raised fears of possible violence like the episodes after disputed polls in 2007 and 2017. Reports say Kenya is a key Western ally in an unstable region, and it hosts the regional headquarters of many global companies and organizations. Odinga's legal team lodged a case alleging that a team working for Ruto hacked into the election system and replaced genuine pictures of polling station result forms with fake ones, thus increasing Ruto's share, but Ruto denied the allegations. The Election Commission has filed competing responses, with 3 commissioners supporting the process and 4 questioning it. The president of the 7-member Supreme Court Chief Justice Masa Kume said the court will decide if the polling station returns were interfered with and whether the postponement of gubernatorial and legislative elections disadvantaged any candidates. The court will issue its verdict on those questions on Monday. Still on foreign scene, Mikhail Gorbachev, who changed the course of history by triggering the demise of the Soviet Union and regarded as one of the great figures of the 20th century, died in Moscow at the age of 91. Information has it that Gorbachev died at a central hospital in Moscow after a serious and long illness. Gorbachev, in power between 1985 and 1991, helped bring U.S.-Soviet relations out of a deep freeze and was the last surviving Cold War leader. His life was one of the most influential of his times, and his reforms as Soviet leader transformed his country and allowed Eastern Europe to free itself from Soviet rule. The changes he set in motion saw him lionized in the West. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990, but also earned him the scorn of many Russians who lamented the end of their country's role as a global superpower. Gorbachev spent much of the past 2 decades on the political periphery, intermittently calling for the Kremlin and the White House to mend ties as tensions soared to Cold War levels after Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 and launched an offensive in Ukraine earlier this year. His relationship with President Vladimir Putin was difficult at times, but the Russian leader nonetheless expressed his deep sympathies after Gorbachev's death. UN Chief Antonio Guterres praised Gorbachev as one of a kind statesman who changed the course of history and did more than any other individual to bring about the peaceful end of the Cold War. A source close to the Gorbachev family said he would be buried next to his wife, Raisa, at Moscow's Novodevich Cemetery, the resting place of many other famous Russian figures, including Yeltsin. And that ends the midday news on OSBC television. We thank you for watching. It was edited by Kayode Adebayo. Join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.
Time waits for no one. Time stops for no one. Your excuses will not slow down time. Your indecisions will not delay time. Your complaining will not stall time. And your regrets will not turn back time. So, don't waste your time in anger, regrets, worries, and hate. Because time will not turn back and cry along with you. It's
kásán ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí Kamil Abdulrahim lóníròyìn yín. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ti ṣèlérí pé ìjọba tó ń darí kò ní ṣe ohunkóhun tó lè mú káwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kó máa káyà sókè nípa títọwọ́ bọ ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀ látọwọ́ àwọn tó wà nípò àṣẹ. Nígbà tó mẹ́nuba àwọn tó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣáájú ìdìbò náà lásìkò ìpàdé tó ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn gómìnà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress, ààrẹ Buhari kanjú abẹ níkò pé òun ò ní fààyè gba kí olóṣèlú kankan kó dá ìbẹ̀rù bojo sọ́kàn àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú lílo ipò tàbí owó wọn tí wọn ó fi dàbàrú ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Alága àgbáríjọ àwọn gómìnà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú All Progressives Congress ti tún ṣe gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kebbi Abubakar Atiku Bagudu ló ṣáájú àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ lọ síbi ìpàdé náà tó wáyé nílẹ̀gbẹ́ ààrẹ l'Àbújá. Ààrẹ Buhari tún fìdánilójú rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé ìjọba òun yóò rí i pé àwọn tí wọ́n lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti dìbò lábẹ́ òfin ni wọ́n kópa nínú ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún láti dìbò fún olùdíje tó bá wù wọ́n, pẹ̀lú àfikún pé kò ní sí dàrúdàpọ̀ kankan nínú ètò ìdìbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ààrẹ ṣàlàyé pé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC lábẹ́ ìdarí òun yóò túbọ̀ máa bọ̀wọ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tí yóò sì rí i pé ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀ lọ nírọ̀wọ́rọsẹ̀ láì lẹ́jàmbá kan nínú. Ó fi dá àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà lójú pé ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC kò ní parí apá kan dá kan sí nínú ètò ìdìbò náà, tó sì fi àbájáde ìdìbò tó wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkìtì, Anambra àti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ṣàpẹẹrẹ. A ó rántí pé ààrẹ Buhari ti sọ pé òun ó ṣàtìlẹ́yìn fún olùdíje nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC nìkan nínú ètò ìdìbò gbogbo ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti ṣíde àkànṣe ètò kan tó pe orúkọ rẹ̀ ní TMAX, tó jẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó láti fi yọ nǹkan bíi 100 àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kúrò nínú ìṣẹ́ àti òṣì ní ọdún 2030. Àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ méje tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ yà sọ́tọ̀ fún ètò náà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó, Ògùn, Ẹdó, Enugu, Kaduna, Nasarawa àti Gombe, níbi tí ètò náà yóò ti wà fún 15,000 èèyàn tí yóò jẹ àǹfààní ètò ọ̀hún. Ìgbìmọ̀ tó wà fún mímú àdínkù bá ìṣẹ́ àti òṣì lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, èyí tí igbákejì ààrẹ ilẹ̀ yìí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò darí rẹ̀, ló fọwọ́ sí àgbékalẹ̀ ètò náà. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fà lórí ètò ìrànwọ́ lẹ́ka ètò ẹ̀kọ́ Fẹlá Bank Olemo àti kọmíṣánná fún ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó arábìnrin Fọláṣadé Adébísáyọ̀ ló fìdí èyí múlẹ̀ níbi ìpàdé oníròyìn tó wáyé nílé iṣẹ́ ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà ní Aláùsá Ìkẹjà. Ìròyìn fi hàn pé lára àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n kọ́ níbi ètò náà ni ẹ̀kọ́ nípa ètò ìròyìn àti ẹ̀rọ ayé òde òní, àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ nípa ohun tí ó máa ń múlé rẹwà, ẹ̀kọ́ nípa lílo àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ nípa jíjó rìnmọ́rin, iṣẹ́ iná lára ilé àti fífi igi ṣe ẹ̀ṣọ́ sí inú ilé, ìpara àtàwọn ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ míì. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti ránṣẹ́ pé àwọn bàbá àṣàlẹ̀ Gíwá fásitì àti àwọn alága ìgbìmọ̀ alámòjútó àwọn fásitì ìjọba àpapọ̀ sí ìpàdé kan l'Àbújá lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ara akitiyan láti yanjú fàǹfà tó ń wáyé láàrin ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ẹgbẹ́ olùkọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Àjọ tó mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ló pe ìpàdé náà, èyí tí yóò ṣàlàyé pé àwọn tí wọn ó péjú síbi ìpàdé ọ̀hún yóò ti ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ìgbésẹ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ lórí ìyanṣẹ́lódì ọ̀hún. Igbákejì akọ̀wé àgbà àjọ tó wà fún ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn fásitì lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí, Chris Mayaki, ló fọwọ́ sí lẹ́tà tí àjọ náà fi ránṣẹ́ pé àwọn alákòóso fásitì síbi ìpàdé náà, èyí tí ó fi ṣọwọ́ sáwọn oníròyìn lónìí. Ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ló wáyé ní báyìí tí ìyanṣẹ́lódì ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ti lé ní oṣù 6, táwọn olùkọ́ ọ̀hún sì tún pinnu pé àwọn ò ní padà sí ẹnu iṣẹ́ àyàfi tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ bá ṣe tí wọ́n fẹ́. Àwọn lájọ pàápàá jùlọ àwọn òbí tí wọ́n bẹ̀rù àtẹ́lu ẹgbẹ́ ASUU àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ fún bí wọ́n ṣe ń fi ọjọ́ ọ̀la orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ṣàwẹ̀wà. A ó rántí pé lóṣù kejì ọdún yìí lẹ́gbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti wà lẹ́nu ìyanṣẹ́lódì látàrí pé ìjọba àpapọ̀ kùnà láti dáhùn sí ìbéèrè wọn. Àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti bẹ̀rù àtẹ́lu bí ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti ìjọba àpapọ̀ kò ṣe forí oko sọ̀dún lórí ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí ẹgbẹ́ asuu gùn lé. Àwọn tí wọ́n bá kọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ni wọ́n rọ tapá tún tapá sí ìtọ́rọ̀ náà kàn pé kí wọ́n fẹnu ọ̀rọ̀ jóná fún àǹfààní àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ọmọ́táyọ̀ Adébọ́dún lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ìròyìn àtúpalẹ̀ ohun tó ń bọ̀ rí látẹnu Ọláwùmí Ọláníyì.
ìyanṣẹ́lódì olóṣù mẹ́fà wọn síwájú títí tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ yóò fi ṣe gbogbo ohun tí wọ́n bá ń fẹ́. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì nílẹ̀ yìí gbé ìgbésẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ààbọ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń dúnàádúrà pẹ̀lú ìjọba fẹnifẹni láti bí ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́rin tí ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olùkọ́ fásitì tún kéde pé ìyanṣẹ́lódì wọn ń tẹ̀síwájú. A ó rántí pé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí mínísítà fétò ẹ̀kọ́ nílẹ̀ yìí ọ̀gbẹ́ni Àdàmú sọ ló ti sọ pé ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti wójútùú sí púpọ̀ ohun táwọn ẹgbẹ́ asuu náà ń béèrè fún. Nínú èyí tá a ti rí fífọwọ́ sí bílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 50 náírà láti fi san àwọn àjẹmọ́nú tí ìjọba jẹ àwọn olùkọ́ yìí àtàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì tí kì í ṣe olùkọ́. Nígbà tó ń bọ́ níròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gbẹ́ni Abdulhamid Adédayọ̀ sọ pé ìyanṣẹ́lódì tẹ́gbẹ́ asuu gùn lé ti ń di nǹkan míì tó sì sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ náà kò rí ojú re àti àtìlẹ́yìn táwọn èèyàn ń ṣe fún wọn. Ó wá ké sí wọn láti gbọ́rọ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ rò nídìí àti fòpin sí ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan ìpèníjà tó ń kojú.
Àwọn asuu náà ti fẹ́ máa ti àṣejù bọ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn. Ìgbà tí ìjọba ní owó nǹkan tó ń béèrè 80 to 90% àwọn ti ṣe. So kò sí nǹkan tó tún dá wọn dúró mọ́ ju pé kán resume sí kíláàsì lọ.
Nígbà tó ń kí ọ̀rọ̀ náà lẹ́yìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bámigbádé Muhammed ní lérò tòun ọjọ́ iwájú àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ni wọ́n fi ń tàfàlà. Nítorí náà kíjọba ṣe ohun tó tọ́ láti wójútùú sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún.
Àwọn ìjọba wo fẹ́ lọ síwájú àwọn aráàlú, ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ò jẹ́ nǹkan pàtàkì sí wọn. Nígbà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn Yorùbá máa ń sọ pé ìkọ̀ jẹ́ sí tiẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ tí wọn ò lọ sí iléèwé ìjọba ilé ẹ̀kọ́ aládàáni làwọn ọmọ wọn ń lọ tí ó sì sí ìdádúró fún wọn pàápàá.
A rántí pé lọ́jọ́ 14 oṣù kejì ọdún yìí lẹ́gbẹ́ asuu gùn lé ìyanṣẹ́lódì ọlọ́sẹ̀ mẹ́rin láti fi ṣèkìlọ̀ fún ìjọba àpapọ̀ lẹ́yìn tó ṣùkan pé làwọn olùkọ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì tó ń woṣẹ́ níran tún sún sí ọ̀sẹ̀ mẹ́jọ míì pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé ìjọba nílò àkókò láti lè fi ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò nípa ohun tí wọ́n ń béèrè fún ṣùgbọ́n tí àlàbọ̀rùn ti wá fẹ́ di ẹ̀wù lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Ọláwùmí Ọláníyì oníṣẹ́ OSBC.
Olùkọ́ ikọ̀ agbábọ́ọ̀lù Super Eagles lábẹ́lé Salisu Yusuf ti fi dá àwọn olólùfẹ́ eré ìdárayá lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí lójú pé àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀hún yóò fakọyọ lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n bọ́rẹ́lẹ̀ sí ọwọ́ orílẹ̀‐èdè Ghana pẹ̀lú àmì ayò 2-0 níbi ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ kòmẹ́sẹ̀ ọjọ́ ife ẹ̀yẹ CHAN ọdún tó ń bọ̀ tí yóò wáyé ní Cape Coast. Àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù náà ti gúnlẹ̀ sórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí láti fi gbáradì ṣáájú ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ kejì tí yóò wáyé ní òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí ní pápá ìṣeré Moshood Abiola tó wà l'Abuja. Nígbà tó ń sọ lórí ìfigagbága ọ̀hún olùkọ́ ikọ̀ agbábọ́ọ̀lù ilẹ̀ yìí lábẹ́lé Salisu Yusuf ní àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù ọ̀hún ti ń bójú àṣìṣe wọn tí wọ́n ṣe sẹ́yìn níbi ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ àkọ́kọ́ láti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ ṣáájú ìdíje tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà. Ó ṣàlàyé pé gbogbo àwọn agbábọ́ọ̀lù náà ló ń ṣe dáadáa lẹ́yìn Sadiq Abubakar láti inú ikọ̀ Yimba nìkan tí ara rẹ̀ kò tí ì bọ́ sípò. Ilé-ẹjọ́ tó ga jùlọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Kenya ti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ìbéèrè sí ìdáhùn tí yóò wáyé lórí ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n pè nígbà tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbẹ́jọ́ lórí awuyewuye tó súyọ nínú ìbò ààrẹ ilẹ̀ náà níbi tá a ti rí bóyá wọ́n tọwọ́ bọ ìtàkùn àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilẹ̀ náà. Adarí ẹgbẹ́ alátakò ní Kenya Raila Odinga ẹni tó lọ fún ipò ààrẹ fún ìgbà 5 ló ti ní àbájáde ìdìbò ààrẹ ilẹ̀ náà kò tẹ́ òun lọ́rùn èyí tí alága àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilẹ̀ náà kéde pé igbákejì ààrẹ William Ruto gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó jáwé olúborí nígbà táwọn 4 nínú àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ àjọ elétò ìdìbò ilẹ̀ náà sì kọ èsì ìdìbò ọ̀hún. Ìgbésẹ̀ náà ti ń jẹ́ kó máa fẹ́ fojú hàn pé ó ṣeé ṣe kó mú làásìgbò wáyé gẹ́gẹ́ bó ti wá nínú ìdìbò ọdún 2002 àti 2017. Ẹ̀sùn táwọn ikọ̀ agbẹjọ́rò Odinga gbé kalẹ̀ ni pé ikọ̀ kan wà tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún Ruto láti tọwọ́ bọ ìtàkùn àjọ elétò ìdìbò tí wọ́n yọ ojúlówó èsì ìdìbò kúrò tí wọ́n sì fi ayédèrú ìbò rọ́pò láti lè fi jẹ́ kí Ruto kó jáwé olúborí àmọ́ tí Ruto sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ náà kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ rárá. Lọ́jọ́ ajé ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ nílé ẹjọ́ yóò gbé èsì rẹ̀ jáde nípa àwọn ìbéèrè náà. Àríjù báyìí lọ lórí ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí wa fún ti tàkókò Olúwarántí Ọ̀jẹ́wùmí lólóòtú ẹ̀ pàdé wa láago 7:15 nígbà táwọn mú ìròyìn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun wá fún mi títí ìgbà náà ẹ kò jùlọ náà.